ॐ विश्वं दर्पणदृश्यमाननगरी तुल्यन्निजान्तर्गतं पश्यन्नात्मनि मायया बहिरिवोद्भूतं यथा निद्रया यस्साक्षात्कुरुते प्रबोधसमये स्वात्मानमेवाद्वयं तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये बीजस्यान्तरिवाङ्कुरो जगदिदं प्राङ्निर्विकल्पं पुनः मायाकल्पितदेशकालकलना वैचित्रचित्रीकृतं मायावीव विजृम्भयत्यपि महायोगी वयस्वेच्छया तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः 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 सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ So Karika 17, page number 62. प्रपञ्चो यदि विद्येत निवर्तेत न संशयः मायामात्रमिदं द्वैतम् अद्वैतं परमार्थतः. So Bhashyakara introduces this Karika and says prapancha nivritya chet pratibudhyate anivritte prapanche katham advaitam iti uchyate. So yada prabudhyate tada advaitam budhyate. So when a person wakes up spiritually, when a person gains this knowledge, pratibudhyate, then definitely he will know the turiya. But turiya is known, that's fine, but he says advaitam. So when you know this turiya, you know advaitam. This turiya is advaitam, non-dual. Turiya is nothing but actually which is distinct from the waker, dreamer and deep sleeper, which pervades three. If it pervades three, and they themselves are definitely independent of each other. Independent of each other means they are quite distinct from each other. But turiya pervades all the three. Waker cannot pervade the dreamer. Dreamer cannot pervade the waker. But turiya pervades waker, pervades dreamer, pervades deep sleeper. Means it is distinct from either of that three. It pervades three, it is distinct from three. Therefore turiya. Distinct in terms of, even we can say, even in reality transcends three. We can use this word transcends. It is immanent, transcending. Immanent, transcending. So that's fine. Okay, I am turiya. I am sakshi, you can say even that. I am sakshi. Because all these three states are three states of mind actually. Ahankara. Anyway, so that's fine. So I am turiya, that is there. But the turiya jnanam is advaita jnanam. Means turiya is advaita, non-dual. So when I know turiyam, how can I know turiyam is advaitam? Because this three will be there. Then as a waker I am going to experience the universe in front of me. Even though I know turiya, but it pervades waker, I will not claim I am waker. I am turiya. But definitely as is simply playing a role of a waker, and also definitely transact with the world, waking world, as a dreamer with the dream world, and therefore definitely there is the universe in front of me, because as long as universe is there and I happen to be the subject and the world happens to be the object, so subject object duality is going to be there, And as the world continues as a duality, then there is a question of the Turiya is a non-dual. And therefore, one cannot experience Turiya. Then one cannot experience Turiya, then well, how will I gain Jnanam? Jnanam is a recognition that you are Turiya. It is, Vedanta doesn't promise Turiya as an experience, because without Turiya there is no experience. Therefore, never, we should not ask this question. The Turiya is self-evident. Self-evident means something that which will not be the which is not going to be there, that will not be the case. That's called self-evident. Any evident thing, two things are there. One is self-evident, other is evident to the self, or evident which is not self-evident. Its evidence is dependent upon something else. Self-evidence means you cannot prove non-existent. Never. I is one who will not be there, who will not exist. That will never be the case. That's self-evident. World which is evident to the self will be there, will not be there. That's a different thing. So therefore, Turiya you are experiencing all the time. Without Turiya experience, there is no experience. One cannot go away from one's own experience. I cannot go away from the experience of I. Therefore, there is no question of experiencing Turiya. It's a recognizing that I am Turiya. When I am Vaker, I recognize I am Turiya as a real. Vaker is a Mithya, etc. Anyway, but then I am Turiya, well, then definitely, so you are saying Advaitam. Yada Turiyam pratibuddhyate, tada Advaitam pratibuddhyate. Then non-dual means world must stand. And otherwise, how will I claim that I am Turiya? Turiya Jnanam cannot automatically give Advaita Jnanam. So for Advaita Jnanam, we definitely require the grace of the world, and grace of world is that it should end on its own. So, means it is not totally dependent upon my knowledge. World has to help me out. Even if I have a Turiya Jnanam, that Turiya Jnanam will not help me to gain a Advaita Jnanam. I am a non-dual. For that, Turiya Jnanam doesn't help. World should oblige me that, okay, now you have Turiya Jnanam, I am going to go away, okay? I am going to melt completely. And so then you will experience experience as a non-dual. So therefore, the question is, will the world end in the wake of knowledge? If the world doesn't end, how can I gain Advaita Jnana? It's a very important question actually. So for Advaita Jnanam, at the time of this Jnanam, really does the world end or not? So, well, essence of the answer is this now. So we convert this question, will the world end or not? That question we divide into two. Does the world end, or does the world experience end? Could you follow? So world has to oblige me to go away in order to see that I am a non-dual, right? So this question was, does the world end or not? That question we divided into two. Does the world end itself? That's a question. Or does the world experience ends? That's a question. And if a person says, well, that I am talking of the end of the world, the first paksha. Well, Gaudapadacharya says there is no question of ending of the world. So, according to Advaita, we never talk about the end of the world, because from the Vedanta standpoint, there is no world to end. If there is no world to end, we should not talk about the end of the world. This is Mandukya, okay? So this is how it is. So there is no world at all to end. If it is not there, then where is the question of its end? So the first part is, does the world end? Advaita says there is no world to end, and therefore let us not talk about ending of the world. We don't accept that there is a world. If the world we accept, then definitely we have to talk about its end, or how to bring its end, etc. So therefore, prapancha nivrutti, well, we are not asking. World doesn't end because it is not there to end. It's a first paksha. Suppose person says, no, I am not talking about the end of the world. I am talking about the experience of the world, ending of the experience of the world. So when I get Advaita Jnanam, the experience of the world will also come to an end. So for that our answer is, world experience doesn't end. Because as long as the Maya is there, which is a very definitely integral part of Brahman, world experience will continue. And so, will world experience end or not? Our answer is, it will not end. Fortunately, world experience need not end for Advaita Jnana. Because once I understand world is mithya, Turiya Jnanam definitely includes Prapancha Mithyatva Jnanam. And if Mithya Prapancha experience continues, well, we don't mind it also because it is Mithya. I understand what is real, and that real is definitely non-dual. And therefore, if Mithya Prapancha this will continue, we are not going to count it as the second entity at all, and therefore it doesn't harm our Advaita Jnana. So even when the world experience continues because of the Maya, the Turiyam, the one who has this Jnanam of the Turiyam, well, he will say, I am Advaitam in spite of the world experience. And so, because world happens to be Mithya, so world experience doesn't end. So question now you understand. Does the world end? We divide it into two, that question. Well, first part, what is the first paksha? Well, world doesn't end. World, there is no question of ending of the world because there is no world to end. That was first. The second thing is world experience. Does the world experience end? No. World experience doesn't end because world is mithya, and therefore if world experience continues, still I will say I am a Turiya who is non-dual. In fact, to be honest with you, consciousness, the jnanam of consciousness is with respect to the world. That is why this Puja Swamiji says this Nirvana Shatkam business of dissociation. What is that? Mano buddhi hankara chittani naham. I am not that, I am not that, I am not that. I am consciousness. It will not work. It just doesn't work. You have to understand consciousness with respect to the world. Means what? What do you want to say? Well, what is consciousness. So Jagat is. Oh, that is consciousness. So space is consciousness. That is I. And then time, and then this, and then sun and moon and planet and this. Everything is. That is I. That is Sarvatma Bhava. That is Sarvatma Bhava. That works. I am not mind, I am not this, I am not that, I am simple consciousness. That is not Jnanam. Jnanam is Sarvatma Bhava. All that is there is I. Therefore, consciousness has to be understood with respect to Jagat. And that is the reason most of the Upanishads talk about creation. There is no point in talking about creation because you are going to dismiss. The very creation is projection adhyaropa. You are going to do apavada. Then why should you begin with? Why should you talk at all? Because the consciousness has to be understood as the self of entire creation, which is called Sarvatma Bhava. And therefore this Chidananda Rupaha, Manobuddhi chitta, manobuddhi hankara chittani naham. That doesn't work. That's how Bhagavan keeps doing the masthani sarvabhutani, etc. etc. Atmani eva atmana, etc. I mean, many verses where he says all this. All the beings are me, I am in all of them, etc. That is the reason Bhagavan talks like this, to bring the Sarvatma Bhava. Unless there is a Sarvatma Bhava, there is no moksha. Otherwise, it will be simply dissociation kind of a thing. Anyway, so this is how world happens to be Mithya, and therefore world experience doesn't end. Mithya is something whose experience continues, but it is not real. And therefore, so it need not end. Advaita Jnanam is, in spite of the experience of the world, Advaita Jnanam is possible. What about the end of the world? Well, world doesn't end because world is not there to end. Clear? World is not there to end. If you say world should end, means you are taking world as real. And Bhashyakara is going to give an example. We'll see. So look at the introduction. Prapancha nivrittehe chet pratibuddhyate. If Advaita Jnanam is gained by the elimination of the Prapancha, then that will not happen. Anivritte Prapanche. What will be the problem? As long as world is not eliminated, as long as the world doesn't end, katham Advaitam uchyate. How can a person gain Advaita Jnanam? Turiya Jnanam, okay, dissociation. I am not waker. I am not deep sleeper. I am not dreamer. I pervade all the three, but I transcend all the three. I am real, they are mithya. Fine, that's fine. Turiya Jnana. But Advaitam, by the way, this is a basis. This is a basis in the seventh mantra. Prapanchopashamam Shantam Shivam Advaitam. Both the things. Prapanchopashamam also is covered here. And Advaitam word also of that seventh mantra is covered here. Both are covered. Both are been really explained in a very detailed manner. Anyway, so anivritte prapanche. Naturally, if world is there, then the world cannot eliminate. A real world, the real itself shows that the nivritti will not happen. Right? And therefore, as long as world is not eliminated, well, then definitely means world doesn't end. In that case, how will I say I am Advaitam, etc. So, that's how, from this only the concept of Samadhi has come. That is, Samadhi gives you this Advaita Jnana. And Samadhi means you definitely will not experience the world, Nirvikalpa Samadhi. And if a person comes out of Samadhi, Advaita Jnanam goes away. Person goes to Samadhi, will have Advaita Jnanam. Again comes out, Dvaita Jnanam, means Dvaita experience continues. Then Advaita. So this is how, seesaw kind of a thing. So when this comes, that goes away. That comes, this goes away. But then in that case, both are reality. Please understand. If Advaita goes away by Dvaitam, it's equally real. And Dvaita goes away by Advaitam, so then there has the same order of reality. Our is in spite of Dvaita experience, there is Advaitam. That is our criteria. So anyway, you don't need a samadhi basically. Anyway, so prapancho yadi vidyeta, Karika, nivarteta na samshayaha, maya matramidam dvaitam, advaitam parmarthatah. So in the first line, Gaudapadacharya ji says this, yadi, if prapanchaha vidyeta, well, if prapancha, the world, exist, vidyeta, exist, well, then nivarteta. If it is there, then it may go. Na samshayaha. Certainly, if it is there, it will go. But if it is not there to begin with, why to talk of an end? That's what the criteria is. Little different. So he says world doesn't end because it doesn't exist. In a second line he says Maya matram idam dvaitam. Idam dvaitam. Idam prapancham. He says world experience, idam means when he says idam, means which is available for experience, which is Maya matram. So world experience is going to continue. World experience doesn't end. And world doesn't end because it doesn't exist. World experience doesn't end. Why? It doesn't end. It need not end. It need not end for Advaita Jnana. So Advaitam is definitely not a absence of a Dvaitam, in spite of it. So, and then you understand very well something which you experience, well, but it is not real, then you don't count. That's how. You don't count. And then there are several things. The blue sky, well, definitely is colorless, right? You continue to experience blue sky. And so it is colorless when you experience blue sky. Totally. So same way when you experience the prapancha, duality, still the reality is non-duality. You experience a blue sky, but still the reality is a colorless sky. Contrary. Same way you experience a duality, but the reality is a non-duality. So this is how it is. So basically Turiam is worldless even when I experience the world. So that is why it's called Prapancha Upashamaha. Prapancha Upashamaha. Okay, Bhashyakara says Satyam Evam Syat Prapanchaha Yadi Vidyeta. Means because there was a Purvapaksha. Prapancha Nivrutya Chet Pratibuddhyate Anivrutte Prapanche Katham Advaitam. That was the question. So he says Satyam Evam Syat Prapancho Yadi Vidyeta Rajvam Sarpaha Iva Kalpitatvat Natu Saha Vidyate Vidyamanaha Shet Nivarteta Na Samshayaha Nahi Rajvam Bhranti Buddhya Kalpitaha Sarpaha Vidyamanas San Vivekataha Nivruttaha Na Eva Maya Mayavina Prayukta Tad Darshinam Chakshuhu Bandhapagame Vidyamana Sati Nivrutta Tatha Idam Prapanchakhyam Maya Matram Dvaitam Rajjuvat Maya Vicha Advaitam Paramarthataha Tasmat Na Kashchit Prapanchaha Pravruttaha Nivruttaha Va Asti Iti Abhiprayaha. So Shankaracharya ji says, well, the end of the world, well, is required for Advaitam if the world is existent. But according to Vedantin, world is non-existent. There is no, and therefore there is no question of ending of the world. Ending, well, is implied when there is a beginning, means when there is existence of a thing, which when anything begins, means it exists, then we should talk about its end. But we don't accept the world, and therefore there is no question of ending of the world. Because, and if you feel that the world is, well, basically non-existent, because we use the expression, wall is, chair is, pen is, this is, etc. So if we feel the world is existent, Vedantins, well, accept its existence in terms of its existence is just an experience. Really the world is not there. Just as a moonlight is there on the moon, but it is not of the moon. Same way when you see this world and you say the flower is, the tree is, etc., etc., that existence of any object, existence which is associated with any object, well, does not belong to the object. That existence is Turiya. And therefore you exist. As a Turiya, you exist everywhere. Existence of a tree does not belong to tree. If existence of a tree belongs to tree, tree is real. If existence of a tree does not belong to tree, but belongs to Turiya, then you are pervading everything. Space is. Existence of the space does not belong to the space. Existence is of the space is Turiya. And that way you are everything. And therefore actually world is Nama Matra. So when you say world exists, existence on the world is not of the world. Means world does not have existence of its own. And if it doesn't have existence of its own, then there is a question of ending of the world and etc. End means you are going to bring a non-existence, etc. No need, because it is not there to begin with. So Satyam, Bhashyakara says Satyam means, O Purupakshi, what you say is true under one condition. So Satyam here means Bhashyakara is accepting that Turiya Jnanam cannot be Advaita Jnanam because world has to end. Bhashyakara says Satyam. Means Bhashyakara is accepting that no. Bhashyakara says what you say is true under one condition. What is the condition? Prapancho yadi vidyeta. If there is a world, definitely it has to end. In order for me, the subject, the Turiya, to be non-dual. Because when you say subject, then you see the world there. Then there is a Dvaita. So world has to end. For me, the subject, the Turiya, ultimately, to say I am Advaita, I am non-dual. But world, well definitely, yadi vidyeta, if there is a world, then we should talk about its nivritti, etc. We have to end it. But what is the status of the world according to Vedantin? And so Bhashyakara gives example, good old example. Rajvam sarpaha iva, like the snake on the rope. Kalpitatvat. It is merely superimposed, there is no snake at all. And therefore, well, we should not ask this question that after the knowledge of the rope, where does the snake go? So, will it go in the northern direction, this direction, that direction, etc.? Well, where does the snake go? In the wake of rope knowledge, etc. Well, snake does not go anywhere because snake is not there to go. Snake is not there to end, to go. So therefore, the issue of going itself doesn't exist. Very powerful statement. So world doesn't exist, and therefore kalpitatvat, it's merely an appearance. Doesn't exist means you understand now. It is merely an appearance. Appearance doesn't prove reality. Kalpitatvat. Natu saha vidyate. So saha sarpaha. Rajvam sarpaha iva kalpitatvat. Natu saha vidyate. Saha sarpaha na vidyate. Same way, saha prapanchaha na vidyate. Vidyamanaschet nivarteta. Bhashyakara says if there is existence of the snake, well, then you can drive away the snake with the help of some instrument. Similarly, world can be driven away, world can be destroyed if it is really existent. Nivarteta na samshayam. Certainly, well, if it is vidyate, if it is really there, then nivarteta, then it will go. So if snake really is there, then well, we say now I have got a rope knowledge and therefore snake has gone away. Hey, snake is not there at all to go. Could you follow what I am saying? So please understand this. So it's a merely appearance. So na samshaya means what? Certainly, no doubt. Certainly, if it is there, world is there, then we should talk about how will it go now. World is there. I am a Turiya, but I am Advaita, but how will I experience that I am Advaita? I am non-dual. World is there. I am subject, that is object. Dvaitam is there. Don't talk. Because world is basically not there. There is a question of its destruction. What is not there? There is a question of its destruction. So, nahi rajvam bhranti buddhya kalpitaha sarpaha. The snake which is superimposed on the rope because of the erroneous perception. And so Bhranti Buddhya is, Vichar Sagara says, Bhranti Buddhi is called Jnanadhyasa. And that Kalpita Sarpa is Arthadhyasa. What is projected, right, is the Arthadhyasa. And a error occurs here. That's called Jnanadhyasa. So Vidyamana San means existing during etc. I mean Bhranti Buddhya refers to Bhranti Buddhya Kalpitaha Sarpaha Vidyamana San. So Bhranti Buddhya Kalpita Sarpaha. So definitely the snake which is superimposed on the rope because of erroneous perception, Vidyamana San existing during Ajnana Kalam, and then Gnana Kale it goes away. Don't say that. Ajnana Kale it is there, and Gnana Kale it is not there. Don't say that. Don't say that. If Ajnana Kale it is there, then Gnana Kale you should say it has gone away because it is existing. Existing thing, well, has to go. Right? An existing thing should go. So don't say avidya kale sarpaha asti and jnana kale sarpaha nasti. Gone. You cannot say sarpa is not there, jnana kale. Avidya kale is there, jnana kale it is not there. Wrong. Avidya kale api nasti. This is Mandukya. Okay? And therefore, it is neither existent during Ajnana Kala, nor does it go away during Jnana Kala. We should not talk of going away, because it is not there to go. But I say it is there. It is Bhranti Buddhya. So Vidyamanasam is, well, it doesn't go after being there. Vidyamana, being there, it is there. But now I gain rope knowledge, and so snake has gone away. You have to talk. You have, if you say it is existing during a ignorance time, you cannot say now Sarpa is not there. You have to say Sarpa has gone away, because existing thing has to go away. But if it is not there, well, then there is no question of going away, etc. also. So, prapancho yadi vidyeta nivarteta. If it is there, then nivrutti. Na samshaya, certainly. But if it is not there, even at the vidya kala, then there is a question of nivrutti. Trikale api nasti. This is a orientation. Right now I experience world. It is there. It is. This is how even Anadi word has come. Oh, it is there. Look at that. That's a mistake. World is there. Maya is there. Ajnanam is there from beginningless time. Wrong. It is there. Means you are giving existence. You are taking it as existent. What about Atma? That is also there from beginningless time. Maya also is there from beginningless time. Where is Advaita? Where is Advaita? Most of the time we translate Anadi like this. It is there. Brahma, it is there. Beginningless, beginningless. So from beginning, yeah. What is Anadi? It is not there to begin with. Abba. That is beginningless. Anadi means it is there from beginningless. Wrong. Anadi means it is not there to begin with. To begin means you are telling it is there. You say this has a beginning, means you take it as a real. So it is not there to begin with. And it was Bhranti Buddhya, due to superimposition, etc., or this Jnana Adhyasa, due to error, you think it is there. What is knowledge? Well, knowledge is that it is not there to begin with. There is no question of bringing an end to that, etc. So there is no question of going, nivarteta. Well, here there is no question. That is how we have a very good word, badaha. So in the wake of knowledge, we don't remove the snake. In the wake of knowledge, we understand that there is no snake requiring removal. So beautiful, right? There is no snake requiring removal. Removal means it is there. So henceforth we will not say avidya kale sarpaha asti. Jnana kale sarpa is non-existent. Sarpaha nasti. Avidya kale sarpaha asti. Jnana kale sarpaha nasti. Don't say that. Anywhere is either within, without. Anywhere is. Anywhere. Even is in imagined thing or is in the empirical world belongs to Atma. This is what Brahman is. This is what Brahman is. Even in your imagination of a non-existent thing, the existence of that imagination is Turiya. You pervade in and through everything. That's how you're Akhanda. Anywhere you say is, anywhere, inside world, the dream world, outside world, the waking world, in your inference, in your emotion, in your memory, in your Bhranti, the existence is only and only to Turiya. Therefore, Ajnana Kale Asti, Jnana Kale Nasti, we should not say. There is no world, in fact, to end. This is what it is. So, in the wake of knowledge, we are not removing the snake. In the wake of knowledge, we understand that there is no snake to be removed. This is knowledge. We are removing snake. Jnanaka. No. Jnanam is this only. We understand that there is no snake to be removed. So vivekataha na nivruttaha. Don't think vivek jnanam you got now and therefore nivruttaha. World goes away. No. That na which is in the beginning, bring it here with the nivruttaha. Gives another example. Rajvam sarpaha. The second example is a magician. Beautiful example. So magician will show many things with the whole world. What Vedanta says doesn't surprise me. We feel this is a very, very heavy statement. No, sir. Not at all. Not at all. Because there are enough evidences sitting here right now. I have to simply see out. And I experience many things. All these things which are I experiencing, they are not there to begin with. They are not there to begin with. Where is a question of ending them? Yeah. Thousands and thousands of things. Almost everything. If we know one line of a quantum mechanics, one line, which is a scientist statement, not my statement. Yeah. The reality is something. Well, in absence of world. That is reality for quantum mechanics. Oh, I'm experiencing solid wall, a green tree. I'm experiencing this camera. I'm experiencing this person who is strong physically, 6 feet. Oh, I'm experiencing blue ocean. I'm experiencing sunrise and blue sky, twinkle stars, this, that. Hey, it's not there. It's not there. There is no question of ending something because there is not there to begin with. Science has proven. Forget about Vedanta. Science has proven. All that is there is just quanta. All that is there is energy fields in motion. Energy field that is intangible, but I am experiencing tangible world. Just because you experience, don't say it is there. Just because you experience, don't say it is there. While you experience, if you are knowledgeable, you say it is not there. I experience flat land. I drive from here to Chicago. Flat. Miles and miles and miles and miles. You drive and reach California. Flat. Swami, I really feel these scientists are foolish guys. They say earth is round. Then definitely my car also will go like this. Should go like this. Never happens. Anywhere you drive, you find flat. Earth is flat, Swami. Because that's what I experience while driving. There is no flat earth, even if you experience flat earth. Therefore, what in the world you experience, it is really not there. That is what mithya is. If it is not there, I should immediately put into a non-existent category. But I don't put it. Maya matram. Idam. Idam. Idam means you experience. This, definitely you experience. Maya matram. Let's say for a second example. Wonderful, right? So a magician shows many things with the help of hand, and one Swami we discussed that if magician shows many things, one thing is he says, well, all the lights should be off in this hall. And when it was done that way, and then he of course on a stage where he was, then naturally the spotlight was there. And then he asked all of us to look at the ceiling. And when he shows his hand, well, then definitely he shows there a beautiful film of some lunar model or some landing of a Voyager, etc. on the moon. So the picture he does hand only. There's no projector or anything. So picture just, comes without any film. Nothing is there. He shows only hand. And when he does that, the whole film appears on the ceiling of the hall. And then he takes away the hand. It disappears. So, that's what Bhashyakara says. Maya vina prayukta. Maya vina, don't separate, huh? Maya vina is a word, one word. Maya vina means by the magician. Prayukta. Prayukta. Well, it's affected by the magician, caused by the magician, the entire world, whatever, the film, etc. Vidyamana sati, all experience. It is there. Really, it doesn't exist at all at the time of appearance. That is the third category. Many people are baffled with this category. It's all pendulum. It is not there. World is not there. Okay? World is not there means world is non-existent. Immediately, pendulum. Non-existent thing can never be experienced. It is experienced. Therefore, from non-existence to the pendulum comes to what? Existent. This you experience. At that time itself, it is not there. Amazing. This is Mandukya. A real glass of mango juice is this. Prapancho yadi vidyeta. Prapanchopashama has been explained. Maya matram. Merely. When he is showing that world, at that time itself, when 600 people are experiencing it is there, it is not there. Beautiful example. So Mayavina Prayukta, caused by a magician. Mayavi is a word. Third case is Mayavina. Okay. So Vidyamanasati, well, it doesn't actually exist at the time of appearance. And so, therefore, Nivrutta, well, it doesn't end at the time of knowledge. Well, at the time of knowledge, it is there, Swamiji. But I'm ignorant, therefore it is there. And then I gain knowledge. What? It is not there. No. Ajnana kale api nasti. Anyway. So, but why people were experiencing? Mayavi has got a power to delude the eyes, confuse the eyes of the all observers. So it's as though blindfolded everyone, not physically, but by his magic he cast a spell in the eyes of all, and as long as that spell of magician is there, so then there is nothing our eyes can see, which it is not there, we see. And therefore, and then when he again removes the spell, then definitely you see that it is not there. Anyway. So tad darshinam mayavina prayukta. So this basically caused by the magician. This tad darshinam, for the spellbound people. Chakshur bandha apagame, when the bind that as though this blindfolding has gone, when the spell has gone. Apagame means it has gone. When the spell has gone from the eyes, through his magical power, there was a spell. Because of that, I was seeing, even if it is not there. Now it has gone. Then definitely you understand it is the whole thing which we are experiencing is really not there. So either you take a rope snake example, or either you take this Mayavi example. Tatha, so with this, because of this example, these two examples, rope example and Mayavi example, magic example. Tatha means like in the case of a Yatha means in the case of a Drishtanta, in the case of a our case also, Prapanchakhyam, this entire universe is because of the spell caused by the Maya Matram. Means it is Maya Matram means you can translate it is merely an appearance, like that appearance of a magic. Maya Matram Dvaitam Rajjuvat Mayavi Vaccha. So Mayavi, so Chakara is for conjunction. Rajjuvat, either in the case of rope snake example or either in the case of Mayavi example. Advaitam Paramarthatah. So the entire world is an appearance. That's the truth. Really speaking, it is one thing, one non-dual Turiya alone is existent. As I said, is means this Turiya. Now please tell me where you are not. You are Turiya in the form of Sat. Where you are not. The whole world is filled with only existence, right? Space, time, anything. Outside world, inside world. Everything. Your imaginations, your concepts, space, time are just concepts, and external world, everything is sustained. Whole world is sustained like the wave is sustained by the water. Whole world is sustained by you. Such a world doesn't divide me, because the very existence of the world is me. So I am Prajnana Ghanam. I am that, dense consciousness. Well, that is Advaita, non-dual, nothing else other than me. Indivisible, right? So, Tasmat, therefore, so what is the answer for our question? World will end or not, etc. Well, world neither comes nor does it go away. There is neither the arrival of the world nor there is a departure of the world. So there is no world to arrive or depart. So कश्चित् प्रपञ्चः नास्ति. So no universe. Jagrat va sapno va pravruttah nivruttah. Pravruttah means arriving. Nivruttah means departing. Nothing arrives, nothing departs. Prapanchah vasti. Nivruttah va pravruttah vasti. Iti abhiprayah. This is the message of that seventh mantra, and especially word prapanchopashamaha and advaita. These two words have been explained here. We'll go to 18th Karika, and that we'll see next time. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.